Kinetic Bolt of Fragmentation. As you can see, it becomes a dance party. Because Kinetic Bolt of Fragmentation can shotgun. Or, more to the point, all of its projectiles can both hit, which is good, and it can split, and they can all split. Goodbye. So, let me show you guys what's going on here. Kinetic Bolt of Fragmentation. It has a line at the very end that says multiple of these projectiles can hit the same target. I think most people, when they read this, they assume that only refers to the secondary projectiles, but from what I can tell, that is not true. I think it means, or it is, the fact that every projectile can hit multiple times. Because as a Deadeye, with a lot of extra projectiles firing by default, I fire 7 projectiles. I have Sniper's Mark with increased mark effect from Deadeye and the tree. So that means it fires... it splits into 8 additional projectiles when it splits. When it hits a target with Sniper's Mark on it. Overall, this means that 7 times 8 is 56. When I hit a single target with Sniper's Mark on it, I get 56 extra projectiles. And they all return and come back and hit the enemy, which is why I got to wipe the floor with the boss and the red and yellow beasts running around. This is an incredible clear skill. And all my other gear is pretty ordinary. I just have Deidre's Tenure for the increased spell damage because Kinetic Bolt has spell damage applied to attack damage twice over. Prism Weave for just added flat to attacks, all the normal sort of stuff. Piscator's Vigil, Great Wand, because I'm doing Elemental on hit. Nothing else particularly special. I'm still a Deadeye, I still have low amounts of life, I'm still squishy. But this build is fucking insane. The skill is insane for single target. What it's not very good at, as you can tell, is clearing, which is kind of a funny thing to say about a one skill like Kinetic Bolt, because usually that's what it's good at. I do have Kinetic Burst, and it just I don't like using 2 skills at once in a build usually. Yeah, I don't know. But it also would work as a clear skill. The solution to the clearing, in a way, is to first tap something with Sniper's Mark, and then as soon as you hit it, the pack will clear itself. However, due to my cast speed being very slow, it can feel incredibly clunky to have to slap down Sniper's Mark and then clear the pack. Luckily, because I'm a Deadeye, the mark basically just travels through the packs, making it easier, but it's still not a very good clear feeling skill. And that's currently my biggest problem with this build, apart from it being, well, squishy, because it's a Deadeye, and I haven't really put much thought into defenses. But this is a tier 5 dry sea map. Yeah, I died a few times in it because I had it on Delirium before and everything, so certainly not... I'm not boasting about this character's tankiness. for sure. But the damage on single target is absolutely nuts. This is one of the... I don't know if it's the only skill in the game right now that the actual projectiles can shotgun. There's a few skills where the projectiles make an AoE effect that can shotgun, like Creeping Frost and the Caustic Arrow. Caustic Arrow of Poison. That's why it's so good. But this may be one of the only, if not few, skills that the actual projectiles can shotgun and split and multiply. If I had a Nimbus instead of a returning projectile support, I would be dealing, well, 62% more damage on the returning projectiles, which is the majority of my damage, which would be insane. Obviously, I would have the random direction thing, but testing in standard, if you get, like, literally underneath the boss, that's fine, you're gonna hit him anyway, because hitbox. It'll just make it even worse for clear. But Nimbus would be a huge damage multiplier, but it's also like 40 divine, so I'm not gonna have one of those for a long time, if ever. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to point out Kinetic Bolt of Fragmentation. I assume it has to be intended this way because they literally put in the description multiple of these projectiles can hit the same target. If they only meant the secondaries, they fucked up their code somewhere. If they meant all of the projectiles can hit multiples, well, they got it right, and this is a fucking monster for boss killing. So yeah. Oh, and the reason I went Deadeye instead of a more sensible tankier ascendancy like Trickster is because, well, I wanted to maximize the numbers. I wanted max base projectiles, which you can get only through Deadeye, and I wanted Mark Effect for the maximum splits. You could do this much more sensibly with a Trickster, or even a man for attack totems, for ballista totems. This also does work perfectly fine with ballista totems. I don't have a red socket, so I can't actually show that, but yeah, it would work perfectly fine with ballista totems. That would probably be a safer way to do it. But yeah, anyway, Kinetic Bolt of Fragmentation, bonkers.